Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect, starting with the 144,000 governing body of the nation of Yasha Allah, and the men, the women, and true believers in the name of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. May He have mercy on you in these last days. It's your brother. I am Nawa Allah, coming back at you with another lesson, and Lord willing, it'll be edifying. And I want to talk about this article that came through. This is the basketball player who used to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Tristan Thompson, and Khloe Kardashian. What I want to address is once again the woman having authority over, in this situation, a man's reproduction. We're gonna read some of the article. I pulled up some stuff on Chat GTP, and then I'm gonna get the scriptures. But I'm gonna say this: getting a vasectomy is likened on to getting damn near an abortion. Not that you actually destroyed the child, but in a sense is a form of birth control, which that is totally against the scriptures. Okay. And is you as the individuals uh taking the approach of trying to direct the Lord's will. Now obviously we also are in a time where it is what it is. It's tough, is hard times, and some people really can't I guess afford children. But I'll say this, you know and I'm speaking just as a man and looking at what the Lord want, not what I think or what I want. All right. Yahweh Bashim Shai, he wrote it. We're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. So when you hear what this article goes into, it defies Yahweh Bashim Shai once again and doing things to your own understanding, right? Before I even get that, let me get that, right? Proverbs 3 and 5. It says, let, oh no, Salaki. Yes, Proverbs 3 and 5. It says, trust in the Lord Yahweh with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. You see, this is a forward way of thinking, what they did. Okay? And again, this is about her controlling this man's uh 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 reproduction, or where he wanted to put his seed and who he want to put it into. You should be mindful about who you stick your rod in and where you lay your seed, but no woman should be able to control that. All right. And that's the problem with Babylon and the doctrine of this kingdom. It gives the impression that a woman has the authority even over who you put your rod in to make more Israelites with. Think about that. That's what I'm seeing. Let's read this article real quick. It says, the article is Tristan Thompson only having more kids with Khloe Kardashian. She has legal rights. Watch this. Tristan Thompson has revealed that he is only having more kids with Khloe Kardashian. It was revealed that Khloe has rights to his embryos. Now I went and looked that up. I still don't understand how a motherfucking man can have embryos. But Chat GPT kind of gives you an explanation, and I'm going to read it. This, Lord willing, this was shocking for fans to hear, as they did not expect this. Now, Chloe is not Tristan's only baby mama. So this dude, he an Israelite man. Okay, he got money. He not in the truth, of course. He's a nigga. But how did he allow this to happen? It blows my mind. It says, so it seems that he does not want any more. Hold on, let me read that from the top. This was shocking for fans to hear, as they did not expect this. Now, Chloe is not Tristan's only baby mama, so it seems that he does not want any more and would rather have more kids with one of the same women. Keep reading to find out about the situation. It says, come on, man, this bullshit right here. Khloe Kardashian has 2 children with Tristan Thompson. They are the best. They are the best things that have ever happened to her. However, she and Tristan did not end up working out. Did She and Tristan did not end up working out in the end. Regardless, they have stayed on good terms. Fans find this important as they are showing their children good co-parenting. They are able to put their children first and be good around each other regardless of what happened during their relationship. They are a great example of co-parenting in the celebrity world. They are a great example of co-parenting in a adulterous world of the celebrities. That's what it should say, right? Because you're going to sit here and tell me this woman who was hurt when this man decided he wanted to bring children from other women, which are still Israelites and his children, right? That she didn't go and get payback. She might not have got pregnant, but you can best believe she got dug out because women do that. They don't use wisdom, especially in these situations. They apply their emotions, and the spiritual demon Satan works close hand in hand with them to make sure that they act out their emotions and they defile themselves, whether they believe it or not. All right. It says, it says, Tristan Thompson only having more kids with her. Legal rights. Tristan Thompson has revealed that he is only having more kids with Khloe Kardashian. He actually got a vasectomy and told Khloe she could have his 2 last embryos. I think I signed off for 2 embryos. So, I mean, if I do have more kids, it be coming from you. I already have enough. Fucking ads. Damn. All right, there we go. It says, I think I signed off for 2 embryos. So I mean, if I do have more kids, it be coming from you. I already have enough baby moms. Don't want no more. Khloe let everyone know that she helped Tristan make this decision with an ultimatum. How the fuck can another woman help a man, which really she used witchcraft, to come to this decision to get a vasectomy, and then what the 2 embryos will be if she decides to use them, she'll bring more children in the world, not through sex, because they're not together, but it'll still be from his seed. See, this shit is weird, bro. And once again, it goes against the scriptures. Okay? It says, however, fans did not know that this happened and were shocked to hear about it. Khloe let everyone know that she had legal rights to his embryos. And if it is up to her if they are used or not. Tristan did not seem to mind either way. it seems as though Tristan has two embryos that are left to Chloe. She does not know if she's going to use them. However, Tristan did get a vasectomy after letting Chloe have his last two embryos. Fans were shocked to hear this, and as this is the first time anyone has found out about it, found about this deal. However, it does not make sense as he does not want any more baby mamas. Well, look what ChatGPT says. First, I asked, does a man have embryos? If by embryos you mean does a man have embryos inside him, the answer is no. Men do not carry embryos. An embryo is the very early stage of a developing baby that forms after a sperm fertilizes an egg. So he must have took some of his sperm samples already and got it set to the side to fertilize some of her eggs. I don't know, but the shit is very very confusing, and it doesn't follow the order that the Lord set up. If you mean was a man once an embryo, then yes, every man began life as an embryo in the womb. In early development, male and female embryos start with very similar reproductive structures before developing along male or female pathways. In an XY embryo gene or the Y chromosome and hormones from developing testes guide may development. Let me read that again. In an XY chrome embryo, genes on the Y chromosome and hormones from developing testes guide male development. Sometimes people ask this because they heard men have female embryos or all men start as female. A more accurate way to say it is early embryos are initially sexually undifferentiated or bipotential, meaning they haven't yet developed clearly male or female reproductive anatomy. They are not literally female first. Okay? So then I asked, what happens when a man gets a vasectomy? A vasectomy is a minor surgical procedure that makes a man sterile or greatly reduces the chance of causing pregnancy by blocking or cutting the tubes that carry sperm, called the vas deferens. After a vasectomy, sperm are still made by the testicles, but they can't mix into semen and are absorbed by the body instead. Here's what typically happens. During the procedure, a doctor numbs the scrotum, your nutsack, with local anesthetics. The vas deferens, the sperm tubes, are cut, sealed, tied, clipped, and cauterized through a small incision or tiny puncture. The procedure often takes about 15 to 30 minutes and is usually outpatient. After the procedure, mild soreness, bruising, or swelling for a few days is common. Many men return to light activity within a couple of days, though strenuous activity is usually avoided for about a week. Ice pack and supportive underwear are commonly recommended. What changes and what does not? What changes? Sperm no longer travels into semen. That is called trying to stop the will of the Lord. Right? When you read the scriptures, making pregnancy very unlikely after the procedure becomes effective. What does not usually change? Testosterone levels, sex drive, ability to get erections, ability to get to orgasm, ejaculation volume. Most semen fluid comes from glands, not sperm, so semen looks nearly the same. Important things people miss. Vasectomy does not work immediately, meaning the will of the Lord will be done at the end of the day. Sperm can remain in the tubes for weeks or months. Doctors usually recommend another form of birth control until a semen test confirms there are no sperm present. A follow up of semen analysis is standard. Possible risk: most men do well, but risk can include pain, bruising, swelling, infection, etc. So you see, this is not of the Lord. Everything can be filtered through the scriptures to show you how our people are just laden in iniquity and love Babylon. To be, you wouldn't have, yeah, let me get this real quick. Let me get this precept. Hold up. Come on, man. Salakia. Come on. That's all right. I'll read it on my other device. Forgive me. Oh, it went to Jeremiah 8. Let's see. Can do this. Ah, I ain't got time for that. I'll just go to another device. I just want to read this precept real quick. It's just a oh, okay. Here we go. All right. Jeremiah 6 and 16. Actually, I read this yesterday. Because you know what? Let me read this first. Because he a man, right? And he should know who he is. No woman is supposed to be telling no Israelite man to get a fucking vasectomy and they can only have children with him. Bitch, is you crazy? This is Hosea 4 and 6. For my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. And that nigga is destroyed for doing this. Here it is. He's a retired NBA player with millions of dollars. Okay. And you don't want to keep bringing more Israelites to the world? Well, I guess not, because this is a fucked up world and your children aren't going to amount to anything anyway. But that being said, it's still off. All right. It says, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children. And that's what's going to happen. Right? All his children is in danger of destruction, including him. Money ain't going to be able to protect Judgment Day. Okay? It says, as they were increased, right? So they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. And shame is coming for people like this. Now I'm going to read Jeremiah 6 and 16. Actually, I'm starting 15. Were they ashamed when they committed an abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed. Neither could they blush. They don't even know what they're doing. This is the American way. But it is a shame. And it is going to bring judgment. Right? You can't just do that to your reproductive when the Lord said be fruitful and multiply. Now you don't have to do that. There's other ways, but that right there is a significant sign that you are trying to change the course of action. You lay down with a woman, it's the will of the Lord, regardless if she's going to conceive or not. So Esau has this system set up where he tries to control the reproductive rights and how a woman supposed to be. And now you see why I read the article. This bitch got authority over this man's nutsack in so many words. It says, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the way and see and ask for the old path. The old path, our women wanted as many children as they womb could bear. When you read the account of Hannah, I'm not Hannah, Hannah, okay, in the book of Samuel, First Samuel, what did she do? She went to Eli and had him pray on her behalf to make supplication, which shows you got to go through a man, okay, to what? To keep her from bearing. That's a curse, to be barren, not to bring forth children. You see? And it comes from iniquity. So this nigga just like cut off his reproduction. I mean, he could still bust and feel it. That's all he care about. But what about what the Lord want, nigga? It says, thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. And that's what you got. All right? That's what you got. This is, start from the beginning. Genesis, oh my God, chapter 1 and verse 28. And the Most High blessed them. I'll start at verse 27. So the Most High, Salakia, so the Alahayim created man in his own image. In the image of the Alahayim created he, him, male and female created he them, right? Because a woman comes from the man, right? It says, and the Alahayim, well, that's Yahweh, and the Yahweh blessed them, and Yahweh said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. I want to see something real quick. Salakia. Make sure I'm reading this right. Forgive me. All right. 1 second. Okay. Yes, the Alahayim. Salakia. Genesis 1 and 28. And the Alahayim blessed them, and the Alahayim said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. What does be fruitful and multiply mean? Yep, I was right here. Man, this computer is so slow. Forgive me. Come on. I might have to do a part 2 to this because this not flowing. You know what? It's all good. It's Satan. I'm going to just be patient. All right? That's all I could do. All right. This is Exodus. This is Exodus. Oh, I'm missing something. All right, let me do this. 1 second. This how it be sometime. I wanted to look up the word fruitful. Here we go. Yep. And it says to bear fruit, to cause to bring forth fruit, to make fruitful. So the fruit is the fruit of your of your body, right? Who you read in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 4. I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, because right here it says, "Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of the ground, which is your farmland, right? And the fruit of the cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep." And they all do what? Reproduce through sex, right? That's how that worked. Okay. And then the NOT says, "Your children and your crops will be blessed." So we know the fruit is talking about your loins, okay? What comes out of you when you plant seed into a woman. And this nigga and this nigga woman trying to stop that, right? Or been given authority over his reproduction. And you might find this to be like, why is this a lesson? Because everything is a lesson when it comes to trying to go against the scriptures. It's just this is something that should be done. And this ain't gonna happen in the kingdom to come. That's why we ain't gonna be doing this. Our women ain't gonna be barren. We're gonna have thousands and thousands and thousands of wives and thousands of children, right? So that's how you know the Lord intended for that. So this is off what they did. Okay? Let me see something. Look what this say. This is the other Hebrew word for fruit. Let it go through. It's just fucking slow as hell. It's all good though. It says fruit, produce, fruit, offspring, children of the womb. There you have it. All right. We want to prove all things, right? Prove all things. This is. Oh, I had it right there. It's all good. This is Proverbs. Man, I'm about to close out. I just wanted to hit a few precepts and let you know that this is a sin. Ultimately, it's going off because the Lord, he it's his will, not ours. This is Proverbs 31 and 3. "Give not thy strength unto a woman, nor the ways that which destroyeth kings." You're not supposed to let no woman tell you how you gonna operate, especially if y'all ain't together. Okay? So she gave him, I don't know what the ultimatum was. I don't even give a shit. But that's where the error is. Letting a woman determine when and how you're going to continue to bring forth Israelite children, right? Get the hell out of here. This is, boy, I tell you, just bear with me. This computer is just going slow as hell today. This is First Timothy chapter 2 and verse 13. "For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression." Right? And that deception shows within this little setup that they got by him allowing her to sign off legal rights to his nutsack. In other words, told him to go get a vasectomy so when he go deal with other women, they won't get pregnant, bring no more children to the world, but she can still bring forth children if she decides, as if she's in control. She doesn't know this scripture right here, right? She ain't in control of shit, or she does know, but being how her bloodline go back to witches, to all them damn Kardashians witches to me. All right. That's how I feel. Let me read this. I'm gonna go with Hannah's prayer. Yeah, I'm gonna go there because that'll back it up. This is First Samuel 2:6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. So the baby, if she was decide to do that with all the science, the Lord still is making sure them both them damn babies don't make it and kill her current children. You see, because she fucking around with Yahweh Bashim Shah's creation and him by him being just a simple ass nigga. That's why I read Hosea 4:6. He's destroyed, and now his children, the Lord don't forget about him, as we can see, right? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 8. It says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. So she supposed to not have no say so, especially if they ain't together. His man could go, what if he decide he wants another woman comes along that the Lord sends him and she want to bring forth his seed? He can't do it now because this bitch done took control over it. You see how wicked that is? And you see how it goes against nature? And I ain't talking about Mother Nature. I'm talking about the Heavenly Father's creation through his son and the Alahayim. That nature, which is set up from the foundation of earth, which that's why I started with Genesis chapter 1:28. So that you can really understand this is sin. At the end of the day, it's going off. He says, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. See, the woman was created for the man. So if he wanted to, he could have this baby mom. He could have that baby mom. If he could take care of him and he could pleasure him all the same and feed him, right? Then it's all good. There's no need to be getting a vasectomy. Now, again, that ain't the wisest thing to do on this side. But in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, if it's his will, it will be done. You're gonna make them damn babies, man. Right? Let me just close out with this. One second. This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 18. Therefore have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and he will harden who and whom he will he harden. Meaning there is no free will, especially with something like this. It's the Lord that actually made them do this because of their vile affection, because of their lack of wisdom. But it doesn't negate the judgment for it, that they're gonna ultimately be fucked up for it, that their children may not see the glory of Yahweh Bashim Shah and might have to come back on the other side and be destroyed. Because this is all folly and it's not written. It goes against the Lord, man. It says Romans 9:19, thou wilt say unto me, why doeth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Nobody can resist the will of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, including this situation that they did. Because it's going to be a phenomenon if he go and lay with another woman with no protection, and then that bitch end up getting pregnant anyway. You heard what it said about a vasectomy, that those sperm cells can stay in the scrotum or the lining up to 2 weeks to a month after you get a vasectomy. But who's to say? That's what Esau say. What if the Lord just decide, oh, you could do all you want, but you still gonna be pregnant? He's the one that opens Hannah's womb when she was barren. Oh, and this I forgot to read this precept. And the Wadi Habashi Rashad for reminding me. This is Deuteronomy chapter 23:6. This is an addition to letting you women know you don't have control over your reproduction neither. When you say my body, my choice, there shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of thy days I will fulfill. We gonna break that down real quick. That'll be the end of the lesson. The Lord is telling you, when you cast your young, look what he's saying. This is the Hebrew word for it.
Strong's H7921. Shachol.
To be bereaved, make childless, miscarry. That is rampant in America. Our women are having miscarriages. Our women are walking around here, done had they womb stretched, bent, flipped, dug out, and don't have no children. Why? To cause barrenness, to show barrenness or abortion. That's why. Because of ABs. But did you know that was in the Bible? That's why you got to look words up. So that's a sin too, to you bitches that do that shit. You see? You ain't changing the course of your life. You just added iniquity to yourself until you repent. That's it. You go and get that done, and then you go about your life getting blew out, doing this dude, and then you decide to settle down. Now you can't have no fucking children because your womb is defiled. You see? And that's the same what this nigga did by going to get a vasectomy. It's all trying to control the will of the Heavenly Father. If you're going to be having sex with a woman, know that it's a possibility that can happen. That's why you're supposed to do things decently and in order. But you niggas are whores and adulterers and adulteresses. So this is why you get this baby mama, and I'm gonna get a vasectomy, and I'm gonna claim the rights to your scrotum, and you can't have children only by me. Get the fuck out of here. You see what the Lord's saying right here? I hope you see that. You women, if you come across this video, the Lord ain't with that shit neither. And you gonna pay for it. Right? I'm going to read it again. There shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of thy days will I fulfill. The number of thy days fulfill you with what? With children. Right? Happy is he that his quiver is full of arrows. It's so many words. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, bishops of Great Millstone, and Shalom.